At the end of the day, when you're wanting to shut everything down, obviously you'd stop the RVC if it's running at the time. So just stop the unit here, that will automatically vent and come back to atmospheric pressure. That will take care of itself. From the freeze dryer perspective, so shutting down at the end of the day, as I said, there's no need to really necessarily stop your protocol, whether you're in the freeze dry mode or the vacuum concentration mode. Whatever you stop it at when you turn the power off, that's what it'll come back into the next day. So it's just as easy to leave it. If you're going to be doing vacuum concentration pretty much continually, leave it in the vacuum concentration mode and just turn it off through the main power switch. What I would do first though is isolate your vacuum pump. So at the end of the day, it's always good to do a bit of a cleanup process. So the first thing you would do is manually isolate your vacuum pump down here, and then just leave the vacuum pump running for, while you're doing the rest of your cleanup. It's always good to leave the vacuum pump running for a while against its blanked off stop valve, and that just helps to purge any contaminants out of the oil. So just manually isolate the vacuum pump. Around the front of your freeze dryer, you can turn off the main power switch. As I said, there's no need to stop it via the controller, you can just turn the main power switch off. And you shouldn't ever just leave a freeze dryer with the lid on for the ice to melt. You should always evacuate the chamber, or break the back into the chamber, and remove the lid and let it dry open to atmosphere, because if you leave it all closed up and you've got some solvents or things in there, you don't want it melting in there overnight, and it can create a bit of a corrosive environment, and it might get onto the vacuum gauge, the Pirani gauge in the system, and that's not very good for it. So at the end of the day, break the vacuum. Don't lift the whole assembly up via the tree, because it comes out fairly easily. So you might find it's a little bit stuck and you lift the whole thing up, and then as you're carrying it away, the base plate drops off, but you don't want to do that. So take the tree out and put it somewhere safe. You can take the hose off here if you want, or take your fitting off there, either way. Take the hose off there. Just pop that out of the way for the moment.